Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Shineability Show. If you haven't been here before, my name is Robin Carberry. I'm a business coach who helps Gen X women start, build, and scale successful online businesses. So I've coached hundreds of entrepreneurs in things like offer development, funnel strategy, launching, and more, but what I truly love is helping Gen X service-based experts grow their businesses like the grown-ass women they are. So I come here live every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to talk about why online business and marketing strategy for grown-ass women is different. So today, what am I here to talk about? It is breaking up is hard to do. Breaking up with a client, that is. So sometimes a client is just not the right fit for you or your business. That is completely normal, and it happens to all of us. Hey Teresa, it's good to see you. Thank you for jumping in. And by the way, as you jump in, say hello, let me know you're here. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I always circle back afterwards and answer. So again, having a poor fit client happens to everybody. And it's not simply about that client being somebody that you maybe don't like so much or that the project is challenging. Those are things that you can and should work through and learn from, so maybe you do things a little bit differently in the future. That said, there are very clear signs when breaking up with a client is the right thing to do, even though it's hard. So here are some of those signs. First, lack of communication. Your client does not respond to your questions or the requests for the things that you need to move the project forward. Second, constant scope creep. So the client keeps adding in little things here or there to the project, but expects you to still finish it on time and for the same cost. 3, no respect for clearly set boundaries. So for example, your client expects you to respond immediately anytime she reaches out, whether that happens to be at night, on a weekend, and by some form of communication that you haven't agreed upon. So if you clearly set these boundaries ahead of time, like here's when you can expect me to respond to you, here are my business hours. If you've set those boundaries very clearly in the beginning, but the client continues to push against them, that is a sign that it's time to break up. The next sign is slow pay or no pay. So the client never pays your invoice on time or sometimes doesn't pay it at all, and then comes back and complains to you about how much it costs to get this project done. 5th, she doesn't listen to you. So she's hired you for a reason. You are an expert in what it is that you do, but she doesn't listen to you. She doesn't take your advice, and then she blames you when things don't go according to plan. 6th, she micromanages. So she wants to get involved in all the little details of the project, and she wants to debate every single little step. That makes it really hard to get anything accomplished and certainly doesn't help you meet your deadlines. So you've tried addressing these issues with your client. You've had conversations or, 2, 3, 4, 5 conversations. You've recommended solutions to the problems, but nothing seems to make a difference. It's time to break up. So it doesn't matter how much money you are making if you are miserable. These clients take way more time, energy, and stress than you may even realize. So think about if you have one of these problem clients in your life. When are you thinking about her and the work and the project? Is it waking you up in the middle of the night? Is it intruding on your off hours and just making you generally anxious and miserable? Like, it's just not worth it. And then I can also tell you that every single time either me or my clients have released somebody like this, there is always a better, always a better opportunity waiting right around the corner. So just know that. So here are 5 things that you should do to break up with a problem client. First, review your contract's exit clause. You do have an exit clause, don't you? If not, you better put one in immediately. And then make sure you're fulfilling your obligations according to that clause. If the clause requires 30 days of written notice to terminate the contract, then you are going to give 30 days written notice. But, and here's the second thing you need to do, before you give that written notice, be a grown-ass woman and schedule a call to have a conversation with your client. So you don't want to be that boyfriend from the 90s that broke up with you via text, right? You need to be a professional, and this is how grown-ass women handle their business. Now, I understand how hard it is to have this call, but it is part of running your grown-ass woman-owned business, and you will feel better that you act like a professional. So third, before you have that call, plan what you're going to say. You don't want this conversation to deteriorate into some sort of blame game or finger pointing or anything of that nature. Make it about the needs of your business and the needs of your client's business. There's a pretty good chance if this relationship is not working for you, it is not working for your client either. That way, you end on positive ground. So you're not going to continue working together, but it is in the best interest of you, your business, your client, and her business. So before you have that call, tip number 4 is to plan what is going to be next for you. So releasing that income is hard. I get it. It's scary. It brings up all sorts of anxious feelings. So if you plan what's going to be next for you, how you're going to fill that time, what projects you might take on, who you might work with, it actually expands your energy and makes you feel better and more positive about moving forward with this breakup and what is next for your business. So then after you have the call, confirm the conversation in writing. So that circles back to if you have that 30-day, in writing clause, this will address that clause. But you want to make sure that the understanding of the call is very clear, both to you and to your client. And keep in mind, be prepared for this client to beg with you to stay, to say that she will change, to offer to pay you more money. Stand firm. If you have done the work ahead of time to try and resolve the problems in advance, if you've had the conversations, if you recommended the solutions and nothing seemed to work for you, then you have to stand firm when it's time to break up, because there's a pretty darn good chance that despite everything your client says, nothing is going to change. And then you are 100% exactly back at square one, and you're looking at having the difficult conversation all over again. And just know, please know this, that even though this is hard to do, you are going to feel such a weight taken off of you. You're going to feel a huge sense of release. And like I said, you're going to open yourself up for better opportunities, and you'll be happier with yourself and with your business. So that's it for today. Like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I appreciate you being here. Hope you have a great rest of the week, and I will see you next Wednesday.